Eagle Nation, I need to know, what is the state of the Philadelphia Eagles? Come on in. This is a safe place to talk. Let's go.
From the city of brotherly love. All day, baby. You know that.
Let's hunt.
If we don't come together right now on this hollow ground. Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight.
Get the stuff there. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
Let the games begin.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die!
Money is nice, championships are better.
Oh, man, it's been a while, Welcome, everybody, back for another, I want to say victorious Monday, but it's not been victorious. Over the last couple of weeks, we looking like shit, and this is a State of the Union address for your Philadelphia Eagles, brought to you by the good folks from the Victory Monday pod, and we got a full cast. Everybody got something to say. My man hit me on the hotline. I'm coming in. I'm coming on the show because I got some shit to say, and of course, I got my guy Ernie B with me. I am the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money. Boys, man, what is going on with the Philadelphia Eagles? We'll get right into it. We're going to have a little fun today. We're going to start talking about the last 2 weeks, what we've seen, what we feel, and then we're going to get into something called fact and friction, where we're going to break out some topics and say if these are facts or fictions. So I start with my host that rocks with me every week with this, Ernie B, man. What's up, bro? How you doing?
You know, I'm having flashbacks, man. I'm having flashbacks.
Oh no!
I'm young. I'm the young one of the group. You know, baby boy is only 29, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, I feel like I've heard this story before. Philadelphia Eagles reach the top of the mountain, whether they plant the flag or not, and yet we come stumbling down the year after every single time. And it all seems to fall around internal turmoil. I don't know if we're there yet, but 2004 it happened. We don't have to get into details. 2017 it happened. 2022, 2024. Here we are in 2025, and yeah, I think the what is the rule of thumb? History is bound to repeat itself. I want to punch that guy in the face right now because I'm like, dude, just please, like, can we get something else out of this?
I hear you. And showing the money pot, you know, it's getting cold out there. Showing the logo, showing the money pot gear. My guy, your guy. I want to say it's not be humble. I almost lost it because we haven't been doing shows. I almost forgot your name for a sec. Maybe it's the new look. You took off the beard. You went with the GOAT. You know what I mean? The GOAT himself. Be humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Yeah, just wanted to join the cast. A lot to talk about. A lot of stuff going on in sports itself, especially with the Eagles. So, you know, to what Ernie B said, it sounds very familiar. I feel like we've been on this ship before. Unfortunately, that ship sunk really, really fast, and I feel like we're on that same ship again because of the same things, like Ernie B said. Unfortunately,
okay.
The best thing about it is that we got a chip out of it prior versus just making it to the top.
It'd be terrible if we didn't get a ring.
Do them things.
It'd be terrible if we didn't get a ring. Oh, we here, bro. Come on now. Where we running? We ain't running nowhere. We not running nowhere.
Come on, man. We've been off the show because we've been sending. You can go ahead and blame it on me. I done sent my little hitters out.
I was sick though. I was sick. I couldn't talk. You know what I mean? So I lost my voice. It wasn't a good look. But the gang, like my guy said, Marcus, we get you back on here. I think we got to get you on here next week, sometime before the holiday. As you can see, I'm still kind of coughing, so excuse me if I'm coughing every once in a while through the show. But we will be showing our faces and we'll show them probably, but we're here to talk about the Eagles and not anybody else. I think echoing what your boy said, right? It looks like kind of like we've seen this story before. We've seen the elements of it. We see the elements in the locker room. We see the elements outside the locker room. Everybody's got an opinion. It's the hot topic on, 94.1, 97.5. We're talking about it. Everybody in the world is Cam Newton's still talking about it. Everybody in the world is talking about the Philadelphia Eagles right now. But we are here again as a State of the Union address to our Eagle Nation, coming from Eagle Nation, to talk about the facts and the fictions of the Philadelphia Eagles. So without further ado, I don't want to go back into memory lane of the last 2 weeks. I know I kind of said we can talk about it, but I don't even want to talk about it. I want to talk about what we see right now, right? Can we fix the problems? Can we stop this leak that looks like it's getting bigger and bigger, that's starting to overflow? So let's start first with our opening to our new segment.
You are about to enter the world of strange truth, a world where the line between fact and fiction is almost imperceptible.
You might be too young for this one, Ernie.
Beyond
you remember
belief.
that? Fact or friction? Beyond belief.
Beyond
I have to
belief.
bring it back a little bit. Just a little drama to bring up.
You're churning up some middle school science class for me right now.
All right. First one on the dock, and keep the comments coming. I will get to you as soon as we can, but you guys can join in as we go. This man right here. I picked this one for a reason, right? Check on your teammates. Oh, I got a little misspelling there in what I want to say here. Fact or friction? Ernie B, I'll start with you because I already know where the other one's going. He actually gave me ideas. A.J. Brown started all this bullshit. It all started with A.J. Brown. Everything started. It's A.J. Brown's fault. So many people to blame. So many fingers to point. But we're going to start with the problem at day one when we were 4-0 right out the gate, beating playoff teams right out the gate. We had an unhappy camper in-house, right? Like you said before, internal. This is internal stuff. Now, you can talk about how that went about, which you know, because I know you got some inside track that some of us aren't privy to. But the conversation started to leak out to the media. And that's where, the holes started to crease, or the cracks in the armor started to get bigger and bigger. But I won't take too much of your thunder. Facts or friction? Sorry. Fact or friction or fiction? A.J. Brown started it all.
I'm going to go with fiction.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
Just because I think that it's a multitude of things that have gone into the way this locker room operates, and I kind of want to keep it off the field for a minute here. Let's just put it like this. Since the Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs in 2022, and amidst the collapse in 2023, Super Bowl run in 2024, and here we are now at 8-4, week 14, whatever we're going into. Brown, while he has been the most outspoken player in the media, from what I understand, he seems to be all in when it comes to the business side of things. We're not seeing some of those Alshon Jeffrey style Josina Anderson reports where the team is having to combat internal information to a higher degree. And what I mean by that is, my Lotta does the WIP segment. I think it's like once a week or something.
Yeah.
And he made the comment that was like, where the fuck are you guys hearing these things? And that was, that was the exact, that's verbatim right there. I mean, that was the quote. He said, where are you guys hearing these things? Because he's in the locker room and he's not hearing some of this stuff. So I think it kind of goes back to kind of what you were talking about in the beginning, where it's a national media topic. It's a major team. Anytime they fumble or stumble, rather, it's going to be a talking subject. But when it comes to the A.J. Brown side of things, I'm going to push back because I really don't think this is an Alshon or T.O. situation all over again. And I really think that comes out to what he's done on the field. I think his past couple games, he's shown his value to the team. but I still think that he's not the same player he once was. I think that's the conversation that he didn't really want to touch on when spoken about. I'm not saying this is a tape thing. I just think there are subtle regressions to his movement. I don't think that he's moving as stable as he was once before. Now, we can blame route tree, we can blame this, we can blame that. That's all fine. But I just don't think the player looks as exciting as he did before. And I don't have the same opinion about Saquon. I think that Devontae Smith has separated himself as an NFL wide receiver. And I think that the three of us would agree that Devontae himself is a more well-rounded wide receiver. And I think that Devontae's frame has given a lot of people to think that he doesn't have longevity in this league. But I think it's the opposite. I think as long as he stays nimble and avoids big hits, which is hard for him to do because it's football, I just think that A.J. Brown is a classic story of a non-sustainable physicality in this league. When have we seen guys at his size and at his play style sustain long-term careers? He's not built like Jerry. He's not built like Randy. He's not built like T.O. You know what I mean? He's not even built like Marvin. So I just think that the frustrations that come from the player, I'm gonna pump the brakes on it, and I'm just gonna say fiction. I just don't think that while he might be the media point of it, I don't think he's the root of it.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna move on to the next guy. Me. We're not gonna go to you yet, because you're gonna have to let it simmer and wait. We're not gonna go
he's
to
doing
you yet.
to this. He's doing to this now. He's pitting us against each other. He loves to do this.
We're going to let you listen because he got a pen in his hand. He's got his points ready. I'm with you, bro. I'm going to say fiction as well. Probably one of the maybe other ones that we agree with. I've been a big advocate that A.J. Brown was right. If I could make a shirt, I would have. But that would have obviously caused a little bit of hysterical. To all your points, I do agree to all your points. But the one thing I think is that not everybody handles their business in the same way. Should we all handle our business in the same way when it's the betterment of the team?
Yes.
I do agree with that. But he's not that guy. No. Right? Now, I think that the conversations went, and I don't know this for sure, the conversations went, he went to Patullo, he went to Nick, he went to Jalen, he went to all the people who would give him their ears to say, I need to be a part of this offense. We're obviously not being successful running the ball, even though we're winning. This isn't sustainable. I should be the next logical option, right? And we can go to the numbers and the stats. I think it was one of the first times that the Eagles lost when he went over 100 yards. I think they're now like 15-2 or something.
Career high in targets, the Dallas game. He had 5 targets in the first quarter.
Right, which was wild, right? You know, and we saw that. As fans, we knew they're going to force feed him the ball.
Yeah, that was expected.
And I think, damn, I'm not going to be able to talk long because I'm coughing.
Expected. This is insane.
But Brent will get into, that kind of why that's not a good thing football-wise. I know he will touch on that. But to my point is that he's a guy that we've seen who has, I wouldn't say mental instability, but he knows he has to work on his mental. And he's been advocate of that. And when he gets to a frustrated state, these are some of the ways he only knows how to. Somebody asks his questions, he wears his emotion on the sleeve. He's going to answer the question to not throw people on their bus, but still be honest to himself.
Slightly passive aggressive. Slightly passive.
Agree. And I think that's what he is. Now, when the big man upstairs, Lori, came down to talk to him and pulled him aside from practice and had a conversation with him, he was like, we got to kill all this shit. I'm assuming the conversation was, you got to stop talking shit to the media. We'll get you the ball. In a nutshell. Right.
Either that, or I like to say this, and I'm not trying to go too hard on this, but it's a simple reminder of who cuts the checks.
Correct. Yeah. That's also
that was a
what I said should have happened.
Of a piece of paper that was slid across the table that said $35 million, and he looked at him and just said, "What are we doing?"
I'm trying, Marcus, man. I've been sick a little bit under the weather, so excuse my cough. I will try not to talk
He's
that much.
allergic to this bullshit we're getting from this franchise. I mean, it's showing in his physical health.
Yeah,
But
but
he's allergic from trying to defend the undefensible. That's what he's allergic to.
Yo, Brent, I love it.
but for me, I'll switch it over because I can't talk for only so long. Fiction.
I'll
AJ
take it
Brown
over
started
for you.
off. Take us home. Be humble. Let's go. What you got?
So at first, this must be an old picture, I'm assuming. At first, I thought this was AI generated. This has to be AI generated.
No, that's
Check
a real
on
picture.
your. I know. And we're gonna talk a little. I'm gonna get a little light on it because I know it's a serious topic. The way this season's been going with AJ Brown, check on your teammates. I mean, only if that's what he was really kind of doing. I know what his stance is. Obviously, he's talking about the mental health of players, and we've had obviously Nealon that took his own life with his own mental. So there is more seriousness to that T-shirt or shirt. So I wasn't getting back to the basics of if this is AJ's fault or not.
That's a short sleeve sweater.
That's what that is.
It's a fashion collab. Thank you guys. All right. He had a fashion collab that was pre-designated before the season. So
that's funny.
This is all part of his business ventures. But yes, I got to hear it, Brent. What you got?
100%. This is AJ Brown's fault. 100. The cards started to topple after Tampa Bay. Not during the week. Not like let me just think about it before I send it. On the plane ride home, we got Twitter finger AJ Brown talking about his own teammates or his team and himself after a 4-0 start, going to Tampa, which we've been getting our ass whipped by Tampa for the last few years, and getting a phenomenal victory down there in Tampa. And he got the nerve to open up this, what we are now, conundrum by being a selfish individual. And you're right. He isn't team first. And it's obvious. We've had to do this year after year after year. It was in 2023, we did the same thing. We collapsed. 2024, he had to get a book on the sideline. We're on our way to winning a Super Bowl championship. He had to read a book on the sideline just to calm himself because he wasn't getting the attention he needed. And now
New York bestseller.
New York best. Yes, I even bought the book because of it. Right, like that's where we were, and we get to this season, and we're only in game 4. We're 4-0 underneath a new offensive coordinator. Jalen's umpteenth offensive coordinator in his ear, a different voice, trying to figure it out, and he's worried about he's not getting targets or enough targets. If that's not the most selfish thing in the world. And then guess what we do after that? Guess what we do after that? We try to appease Mr. Brown, and we give him a million targets. And guess what happened after that? We lost 2 straight games in the same week. We lost that following Sunday, and we got our ass blown to pieces against the fucking Giants. Or excuse me, curse? Sorry.
But we didn't. The funny thing is, though, he wasn't even targeted heavily then. It was after that the target started.
That Sunday game, he had 5 straight targets. Remember, they were forcing him the ball.
Well, yeah.
Yes, that was Sunday. We lost. Either way, we lost. What I'm saying is that week, the week of, we lost 2 straight games. Right? Things glossed over a little bit. Things kind of got back to we won a couple games. Then he comes out again with his noise again with the cryptic streaming thing, and he's having a hell of a time here at Philadelphia, the team and this blah blah blah. And now we've been downhill ever since. Forcing targets, him getting all his stats he wants in 100 yards, 8 targets, 8 catches, all that stuff. We have now lost 4 games since the beginning of that. And this is where we are right now. Now the media is in there. You create the cancer. The media's in the office. Everybody's coming out with an opinion. And that's what happens. When you have a leak that comes out or you have disgruntled people that's in your team and you let the media and you let it out the bag, let it out the locker room, this is what happens. Now everybody wants to have an opinion. Now you're on the front page of this. You're on ESPN on that. There's this, and then it collapsed. Nobody's thinking about Jalen Hurts. Nobody's thinking about anybody else that has to answer for his antics. And that is the problem. This is why we are where we are right now. It started with AJ Brown.
You make it to the topic of money pot week in and week out. You know what I mean?
Right.
You make it to the big time. You make it to the big time when we start talking about you. Yeah. All right. So two fictions, one facts. I won't spend too long because I know we can talk about this for almost a whole show. All right. So we'll go to the next one. I think this one is more the hotter topic right now. Some of the other topics I think are kind of forthcoming, but this is the hot topic right now. Right here, this duo. But what's really happening is this one. Right? This is getting louder and louder. This is getting ugly too, right? Getting let me see if I can get the picture up real quick. But I know the one, they egged his house. First I heard it was rocks. And now I'm hearing they egged his house, which is, just wild that the offensive coordinator of the home team is getting his house egged by the fans of that team, like which is crazy to even think about. And then not excuse me, not even that. We got signs going up. Like we are really going at this guy to get him out of here. Let's bring up the sign real quick. Might have been on 95 or somewhere. Look at that. Fired Kevin Patullo.
Gotta love Philly, man.
Gotta love Philly.
You gotta love.
So we'll keep this one up.
8-4 in there doing this. You gotta love
8-4. It's insane.
We got to keep this one in here. So Kevin Patullo should have been fired. I'm assuming already. Not should we fire him now? Because obviously the press conference today, no changes are happening. From at least from a play calling standpoint and an OC standpoint. But begs the question, should he have been fired already? Seeing the holes that everybody can see. This is not rocket science, right? If you follow football and you're a football fan, you can see the holes right now in the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they're now third in the NFC in terms of standings. I'm gonna say you know what? I'm gonna say fiction on this one, man. I'm gonna say fiction. I don't think the guy should lose his job. Once again, we're third in not the division. We're one in the division, but third in the conference. And when you catch these all 22s, when you catch any of these people breaking down film and you see these segments, you see in certain spots where players and scheme wise things are open. Are they extravagant? Or, is it the Rams? Is it Mike McDaniels from the Dolphins? Is
Chicago?
It Brian, was it Brad? Is it Brad or Brian Johnson? Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson out in Chicago. Do we have this motion? No, we don't. It is a vanilla type offense, but should be open. When we look at the plays that need to be made in certain situations, you can find somebody open in that play where Jalen should have went to. Is what I'm saying. Is where I'm at. So to me,
you can when you don't know what the play call is. Like,
yeah, from what we can see, right?
And that's where. Let me
I agree with you. You're going to catch it. I think you're right on point. You're right on point.
Look, this is.
So hold on. So is this facts or fiction for you? Let's start right there.
Well, let me just ask you guys a question. Like, you guys have kids, right?
Yeah, I have a kid.
When you take them out to a nice restaurant, you hand them the menu, but you don't really let them order. You put the order in.
Okay.
So you take a 12-year-old to Texas Longhorn, to a steakhouse, right?
Yeah.
He gonna tell you what he wants, but you're not gonna let him order for the table.
Okay.
You tell your son he can have whatever he wants. Go ahead, kid, whatever. But he picks the $42, 32-ounce ribeye. He's not getting that.
He go get that kid steak.
That's what I'm saying. That's what. From what I understand, that's what this is. He is told to operate within the exact, and this is so funny, dude, because I don't know how many times I have to say this on this show. It doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator is. This is Nick Sirianni / Jalen Hurts' offense.
Mm-hmm.
It is built and designed for the quarterback. Okay? There is nothing other than, like Nick Foles said it better than anybody else. There is no difference in scheme for the Philadelphia Eagles year in and year out. It is game flow and the art of play calling.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Steichen, Kellen Moore, they are fantastic play callers, and there's an art to it. Doug Peterson was one of those. He was a fantastic play caller. He's not a head coach, but he's a great play caller. The game flow requires a certain type of reciprocation. There's a chance that Patullo is a great offensive mind, but not a good play caller. At the end of the day, it's week 14, and last year we had the conversation. I'd ask both of you because Brent was hammering the table before Sirianni shaved his head, to just dump this guy to the flames. And my question that I
posed, new man since. He's been a new man ever since.
My question was, who in the F are you bringing in?
That's what my question.
You have to have things. So just so people understand, if Patullo loses play calling, it's not going to be Sirianni. I don't know if he's not allowed to call plays from Laurie, but since week 8, I think, or week 9 of his first year with the Eagles, he has not picked up the playbook and has been told to focus on game management, which that's another topic. You can get on his game management. We can talk about that. That's a different story. But the play calling is either going to go to Jason Michael, the tight end coach, because he has play calling experience, not successful, but he has play calling experience, or QB coach Scott Loeffler, who is a quarterback coach / offensive coordinator / head coach from college. So the Patullo thing, when you win a Super Bowl and you lose a coordinator to a head coaching job, the pool that you have to pick from is shallow as can be. So just like with Brian Johnson, they opted to promote from within. Most teams in the league do not operate like this because they don't have the turnover that the Eagles have. The Chiefs' sustained success came from Eric Bieniemy and Matt Nagy, who were two reject coaches that found their home in a safe space, and they didn't choose to pursue head coaching jobs moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen, we knew that if they hit the ground running, they were going to go get head coaching jobs. And now there was a chance Kellen didn't, but it happened. So
I wish it would have stayed.
To blame Patullo, you have to give me a reason as to why it will get better. Because otherwise, I hear Sean Desai and Matt Patricia, and everybody want to talk about how bad Matt Patricia was. Was he allowed to call the defense that he wanted to call? No, because you can't implement a defense midway through the season. You cannot implement a new playbook through the season.
We're at the end, too.
Instead of yelling at the offensive coordinator, yell at the program. Be mad at the product as a whole because they have not changed since 2021. They have been the exact same offense. It just happens to look better with Saquon Barkley than it does with Miles Sanders in the run game and DeAndre Swift as well. It happens to look better with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith than it did with Quez Watkins, Jalen Reagor, and Travis Fulgham. I mean, it's players, not plays, guys, and I will die on that. It is players, not plays.
I don't know.
God, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it will forever be players, not plays. McVay has won fucking nothing compared to Sirianni. And what has Sirianni had over McVay? Talent, through and through.
Well, I mean, I think what you're saying, and I'm like, obviously, we both played too, so I get what you're saying. Every great coach needs players. So yeah, in the what players before coaches for sure, because they need the players to actually execute those plays. But at the same time, in this instance, you do need the brains behind the wheels.
You do, but this isn't college. This is the NFL. Everybody's professionals, from coaches down to the players. Mm-hmm. And the penalties that we have, and I'm not diving too deep into this. I'm going to get off my train here in a second. But the penalties that we have, the false starts, guys running into each other. I mean, come on. That's not when you've ran the exact same offense with the same players over the years. There is something that is wrong. It's either player buy-in to the program because maybe they feel that this doesn't work anymore and they've kind of been caught with their pants down and they can't really shift their offensive philosophy. I mean, you're talking about a team that I've said this for years in the podcast. They want to be a passing team from ownership. That has not changed. They won the Super Bowl as a running team, and they ran the ball to victory. Now we are seeing a team that has played 21 or so games, 2 out of 3 years, and have been late to the coaching search because guys have been hired. And Mailata made a comment, I think, what was it, the past couple weeks on WIP? He said they felt like they just left Super Bowl week when they showed up for OTAs. I mean, let's talk about the, not to spin off, but the health of the trenches as opposed to the skill players, I think, is what we're looking at in the grand scheme of things. The Eagles are built from the inside out, and right now the offensive line is beaten and battered, and the defensive line is showing its wear. And that's because they've played so much football over the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that. The deep run does drain you.
I've been meaning to make this comparison for a while. You guys remember what happened to Bron and Wade. Bron is a special player that, he's above all else. But Wade's knees could not hold up through that run. He said it. They didn't have an off season. I mean, we're going to have this conversation now. Next year, they go out and get Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator, and they win the Super Bowl. That's the ebb and flow of the Eagles right now.
I mean, I guess that's what I would say. Coaching matters, right? In these type of instances and examples that you're giving, right? Like,
well, fact or fiction, Brent? Humble.
I'm fiction on this.
I knew you were fiction on this one.
This is to not make any changes going in this week, seeing how we are kind of completely going down. I go back to A.J. Brown of this. This opened the door for opportunity for more scrutiny for Kevin Patullo, not able to really get his bearings and being criticized week in and week out. Since week 4, he's had to do things that he didn't really want to do, and that was force feed the throwing the football. He's trying to get himself together, get his offense together, and find a rhythm. Like you said, it is an art to play calling. Some people have it, some people don't. But he doesn't know if he have it or not. And we were talking about week 4, and he was being criticized in week 4. So at that point, when you do throw your coach under the bus that just got there and have this position in week 4 and you're 4-0, I know Kevin looked in the mirror and was like, God damn, like, give me a minute. Give me a minute so I can figure this shit out. And he has never got that minute. And ever since week 4, that tweet from A.J. Brown, he's been getting hammered and hammered and hammered. So then the following week, you got to go down and figure out how I can get A.J. Brown the ball. A.J. ain't dynamic. A.J. Brown is a great receiver, but he's not dynamic to be creative with. He can't run the route tree. He doesn't run any. They tried. They tried to run a screenplay, a reverse. They can't move.
Yeah.
So it's only but so much you can do to get A.J. the ball. He has great hands. So you're going to get the post. You're going to get the stop. You're going to get the dig. You're going to get the out. You're going to get the basic stuff. But as far as Kevin Patullo,
how do you expect a guy to run an offense based on the run? A team that's built on the run and they can't run the football.
I think my problem with the Eagles is I personally feel Saquon Barkley will be more if you're under the center as far as Jalen Hurts and can hand the ball downhill to Saquon. What I'm noticing is when he's handing the ball over to the left and to the right out of shotgun, he has this quick little jab motion. He's not getting downhill. That's why we're seeing more success right now from our backup, right? Because he's getting downhill. He's hitting a hole. We need to start getting
running outside. That's the thing, too. They refuse to run Saquon outside, but they'll run Tank to the outside, and it looks better. The bad part we have right now is the interior offensive line is not getting to the second level. And the bad part is it's not Tyler Steen.
Right.
I mean, everybody can talk about Tyler Steen's the new guy. People want to talk about, should we have paid Bond over Beck?
Yeah, it's been our main guys.
Steen's been the best offensive lineman on the team.
Dickerson's been bad.
Mailata's
been bad.
Their actions speak louder than words. They have offered chip help to Mailata more than he's had in his entire career this season. More than he's had in his entire career. And it's been Calcaterra at times, which is no help at all. But there are glaring injury issues with the offensive line, and it's ridicule. It is ruining the entire offense. But the offensive line is warriors, and I think at what point do you protect them from themselves? We saw Brett Toth come into the running game and create blocks at the second level. We've seen Fred Johnson's not ever going to be Lane Johnson. So when we drop that off, that's going to be a problem. When I watch the guy that we just gave $15 million a year to be a top 3 center in football, coming off back surgery, which Nate really hit me over the head harder than I wanted to admit, in saying that there's a chance this guy's not the same.
Oh, for sure.
And then to suffer this knee injury that he has. And the fact that we still continue to play him when we've seen success with Toth. You're at what point do you protect the players from themselves? I mean, Dickerson is putting shit tape on right now. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
Dickerson
not
doesn't
good.
look good either. But
It's not good.
He's like Frankenstein, right? Like his whole body is.
Dude, his whole, and again, this is where we keep talking about the team continues to play so much football. And like you guys hinted to earlier, this has been a freaking gauntlet of a schedule. I don't care what anybody, this is worse than 2023. The teams that they're having to play week in and week out, and the fact that the Bears weren't supposed to be anything. I think the only gimme game we have on the schedule for the entire year outside of the Giants in division, which is a feisty game no matter what, is what, the Raiders? Is that, I mean, we don't play the Jets. They're not playing, the Saints. They don't play any of those teams. They're just playing the teams that are honestly playing really well. I'm surprised they don't have the Colts on the schedule.
Yeah, we knew that going in. It was going to be one of the hardest.
Yeah.
I was about to say, but I think we looked at the Bears as more of an easier challenge because I didn't think that they were going to jump straight to being the Commanders of this year. And then you look at like the Chargers, the Chiefs, and all that. I mean, it's become, looking back on it, this year is going to look insane. And I think that when you play those teams during the regular season, especially early, I think that wears on you going into the postseason. And these teams, they have that extra bit of hatred for you. They want to dominate.
Yeah, you're still the champs. You're still the champs until somebody wins.
You're also the champs that physically bullied every team they played last year.
Yep.
I'll just add one last thing. I know we got to switch topics. I don't know if I feel as though Kevin Patullo should be fired because who's going to pick up that slack? We don't want, obviously, Nick Sirianni to be taking that slack. We did that before. Horrible. Obviously, Kevin Patullo has come from that Nick Sirianni tree. Same as Ben Johnson. Terrible. This is a terrible tree. So for that case, I just wish we would make adjustments. We don't adjust. We're running the same exact plays, especially our run game.
The Lions didn't announce they were changing play callers till people called out Dan Campbell holding the play sheet. Why does it have to be announced in a press conference? That's what pisses me off more than anything. Why not just do what Andy Reid did and just, hey, I'm not hot right now. You call these plays for the rest of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Continuity in the coaching staff potentially.
What's going on, Voice That Rough? I think that's how you pronounce it. Appreciate you jumping in, a fellow Eagle fan. Again, another topic we can continue to go on and on, a full show on, and how that kind of intertwines with different things from, like you said, who's picking up the play sheet, how much football we played. But I think the one thing that you kind of said, Ernie B, kind of nice little segue right into the next one. We talked about the offense, right? We talked about who they played in the NFC. I think it's a good spot to kind of, I don't want to go too backwards, too fast, but let's start. You talked about playoffs. I mean, can they win their division and now win the NFC? Like, is this facts or friction right now? I'll start with you since I kind of pointed you out. Can the Philadelphia Eagles win the NFC? Facts or fiction?
The East or the NFC?
Let's start.
I'd say the division.
You got to win your division first, right? And it shows
the division. This idea that we have the division locked up is absolutely crazy. Dallas is hotter than they've ever been. They're only a game and a half back. They do have that tie that's helping them out. So
you think they can catch us?
Easy.
I don't think they can catch us.
Yeah.
They can. Yeah,
we got Washington twice.
Yeah, we have, and we play the Bills. So
I'm not worried about the Bills. So the Bills fell off.
And Chargers.
I'm not worried about the Chargers.
Chargers, Raiders, Commanders.
He wasn't worried about the Bears either.
Yeah, but the Bears are healthy. The Chargers are down both their.
The Bears just put a Lincoln Financial record on the running game. Dude, that was disrespect.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, that was absolute disrespect. That was physical. I mean,
yeah. No, I agree.
It looked like the Giants that Thursday night game.
In my opinion, the NFC is out of reach. The playoffs will not run through the link this year. I can see it kind of how I predicted at the beginning of the year. I see a first or second round exit if they make it. I mean, I know they still are like a lock to get there, but if they play in the wild card or something like they did in 2023 and have to play a team like, dude, I don't know if they could beat Carolina right now, man. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I don't know if they could. I just don't see them going toe-to-toe with the Rams. I don't see them going toe-to-toe with the Niners. I mean, they look good.
Voice, we'll get to you. I got something for this too, so don't worry.
I think this is a really good example of a team that is having all the wrong things happen at the right time. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Like, just anything bad that could happen for this team right now, it's happening.
So you got fiction here.
Yeah, I don't see a chance. I think the East is within reach, but I think the idea that we're going to win the NFC is absolutely crazy.
All right. Humble, what you got? Fact or fiction?
This team that I saw last week on Friday, absolutely not. And if they can't turn this around, I don't see what's changing. Obviously, nothing's changing. So you're going to bring out the same offense. Matter of fact, we got exposed so bad on Friday that now other teams are going to know how to beat us. And we thought our defense was going to be our pretty much the rock that can hold us down for a little bit, so our offense kind of gathers itself. But the way what I saw from the Chicago Bears, them running 22 personnel, 21 personnel, running downfield, running zone runs, moving Jalen Carter and even
Creating
Love
conflict.
out the way. I mean, I saw Jalen Carter spinning like the Jackson 5 yards, 10 yards down the field, getting blocked. I've never seen that. Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole line just got washed down, and it was just an easy squeeze cutback downfield for 15, 20. So if I'm other teams coming in, we're running 22, 21 personnel, and we're going to run the football down your throat.
The Niners with Juszczyk and McCaffrey.
Correct.
How are we going to handle that?
The Rams had the same success when we played them earlier this year. Yep. Williams was getting off. So the recipe to beat us defensively is there. If our offense is going to still be lackluster like it's been over the last 4 weeks now, a month now, we might have a struggle to winning the NFC East, because I don't know if we're going to beat Washington. But what I saw Washington, that's 3 and whatever, the way they played last night against the Broncos, that team beats this Eagles team. They haven't given up.
It does.
Wow.
And the Buffalo team that just played Pittsburgh and ran for a Heinz Field record, why are we stopping that run?
Oh, damn.
And I think that game's in Buffalo.
It is in Buffalo.
Well, then I don't even know if I should even ask this next question. Facts or fiction? Can this defense carry us to a Super Bowl?
No.
Dude, I'm worried about the draft, man. I'm not worried about the Super Bowl. This is done.
Oh, man.
You've been on enough teams. You've been on enough teams and enough locker rooms to understand that it ain't there, man.
It's too much turmoil.
The picture of him is great, but losing Makuba was the nail in the coffin. They don't have a single player that can fill that role.
Yeah, I would say, Moss, because we don't have enough offensive power right now. That's lackluster for the defense. Like, it's too many 3 and outs. We're the worst team on third downs.
90 defensive snaps played against the Cowboys, 87 against the Bears. To an offense's like combined 100 for both games.
They're on the field too long. They're going to break.
Insane. It's insane.
So this is not championship football. And once you get in the playoffs, things get much tighter. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to go through Philadelphia, so you're not. I mean, shit. God damn. I don't even know if the Eagles really like to play in the fucking league. Jeez. Because I mean, we boo them. After the first 3. We give them three mistakes, and it's coming down. I mean, that Friday night on national television was despicable from Philly fans. I get the frustration. I know the team isn't playing bad. I mean, the way we boo. This is a championship team just less than 8 months ago, and we're like, this is what we're doing.
For the first time since 2020, I didn't watch a game all the way through. And I didn't even go back and watch it again, which I usually do. So I missed like the end of that. I didn't even care. Like it was so bad. It was such a poor display of manhood outside of football. I mean, it was embarrassing, dude. Like it was embarrassing.
I mean, excuse me. After that game, obviously, the stats kind of shifted. Because what did they put up on us? What was the score?
242 or something?
Yeah, it was like
278 or something like that.
24. No, 20. I was thinking about 24 points. But I mean, his defense was giving up less than 20 points per game, right? And that, that puts him in, the tops. I thought Jalen Phillips, we talked about that on the show. He was one of it was between him or Jermaine Johnson, Ernie B, that we had talked about who was going to be our key guys that we were going to get. And I thought that he filled a role that was sorely missing for this team. Like a guy who can go get me a sack. I need somebody to go put some pass rush. Go do it. Right? And he was the guy who filled that role. So I thought the defense was coming together, obviously, against the Chicago Bears. We got kind of just ran down, as you guys have already said. But, man, I don't know. I thought it was kind of facts. I thought this defense was good enough. But Makuba hurt. The way the defensive line got pushed around. Again, you guys saying that the blueprint is out pretty much. If New York showed it.
Cowboys showed it. Rams showed it. Yep.
If you can be physical up front with this Eagles team, it's going to be it could be a long night for us, right? And I think that's what you saw in those games. The Broncos. Was the Broncos really that physical with us in that game? Or the Broncos?
No, it was the Giants. It was the Cowboys game 1, right?
Yeah.
They was running the ball successfully. I think Williams had like 100 and a couple touchdowns. And then we tightened up in the second. I think everybody kind of tightened up in the second half. But then we had the Rams that kind of did the same thing.
Broncos had a bit of their way with us on the edges. But
I just don't remember. Yeah. He was saying offensively. I don't think they ran the ball.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm talking about offense, like against our deep, like.
Yeah.
Well, J.K. Dobbins actually had a pretty good game that game. Actually, I think he had 100 yards.
I can't remember if J.K. had a good game. But I mean, but now what we're seeing now, and I think this is what we're going to see. It's going to be this. It's going to be like, all right, well, I don't need to spread everybody out. If we have success running the ball, getting 3 to 6 yards a carry, we're going to really use that and play action off that. That's my problem with the Eagles. We don't have enough variation on our offense, and we come in the same game plan week in and week out. We don't adjust. You don't see nothing new. You don't see more, double tight. You don't see no, under eye formation. You don't see nothing. Just shotgun.
Not a lot of mesh either, too, which was kind of like a simple concept that they ran a lot. But I would. The one thing I'll say on the defense is we do have the best defensive coordinator in football, and I like to think deep down that he will solve these things. But Marcus is right, man. I mean, from a financial standpoint and whatever happened, in the locker room with Gardner Johnson, that's fine. But it's clear that in 2022 and in 2024, he works really, really well as that floater safety robber position that we now had Makuba in. And I think that position as a whole is more important than we give it credit to, because when you swap out Makuba, a rookie who let up a lot of big plays in the year but showed promise, to a guy like Sidney Brown who can't even be at the right place at the right time,
I can't.
That's where I really start to have some concerns.
Who's behind? Is it
Gardner Johnson's playing straight nickel for the Bears now? Did you guys see that? He's playing straight nickel for them. Like, he's not even playing safety anymore. They just signed him off the streets to be a nickel, and he already has like 3 or 4 sacks on the year.
Yeah. Who's behind Brown? Is it McCullough still?
No, we don't have a single player behind Brown.
We don't have nobody behind Brown?
No, Marcus Epps is on IR. I'm telling you, they don't know what the fuck they're doing roster construction wise. It is so bad right now. Like, it makes absolutely zero sense to me how you put Marcus Epps on IR and then just assume you're going to call Andre Sam off of the practice squad. And he didn't even play. He played like 6 special team snaps.
I don't know who the hell Andre Sam is.
Andre
Sam. That sounds like a barber name or something. Like, who the hell is Andre
Lafayette, LSU transfer. Played like 5 or 6 years in college. Man, he's one of those veterans, as we call them now, a veteran college player, but not a starting safety in the NFL.
That's you boys who go deep into the roster with that one, man. So
you shouted out McCollum, but no, we cut him, and he was claimed off the Ravens. Or claimed by the Ravens.
He played a little bit. He got played a little bit.
Don't have him there, and you only have Blankenship and Makuba, and then both get hurt in the same game.
Yeah.
And
I posed this question last week when I ran it by myself. Let me ask you guys before we move on to the next topic. Who do you think was a bigger blow from an injury standpoint, Lane or Reed?
Lane Johnson till the end of time. The team's record is like 100 losses to wins.
Yeah, I know, but I felt Reed's impact more than I would Lane. Because you can cover up Lane a little bit. Fred's there. You can do some chipping. You can even have
you had a secondary tight end that can block because we don't have a wide tight end. That's true. There's no point. We don't even have tight end.
But to your point, we have nothing from a safety, from a leadership, from just a line.
That Cowboys game was huge. What Reed went down. It
was crazy.
They claim Michael Carter is the fourth safety, the backup nickel that we got from the Jets.
Okay, I remember
that's what Vic said in his presser because it was approached to him as to after losing Epps to IR, why do you guys have no answer?
I don't think he's played yet. Has he been on
Carter's
the field?
played a lot. Yeah, he's played a lot.
Okay.
So when Adoree went down, instead of playing Ringo or Jackson in base, when Ringo or Bennett in base, they actually opted to kick Cooper outside and play Carter at the nickel.
Okay.
They did kick Cooper outside. They're right.
Yeah. So I think long term for this team, we need to start looking for a Cooper replacement because he's either going to be a starting safety or an outside corner for us, and we can't keep using a premium player.
Do you agree with that?
I think he can do anything, man. I mean, while he might not be the fastest outside corner in the world, he's in the right place. He has great hands. I'd rather see him play safety than anything else, but I could really see a Malcolm Jenkins
nickel because he's an all-pro fucking nickel.
He's probably the best nickel in football, but the problem is his agent is going to slide across. His agent is going to put across the thing of, hey, man, the highest paid nickel in the league makes $12.5 million. The highest paid outside corner makes $28. So what are we really doing here? Because I'm going to make him play outside corner because he can play any position. He's a DB. DeJean is a true DB.
I agree.
What happened to Bennett? Marcus, I wish I knew. I'm going to mark this up as Fangio no likey. And he will just doesn't seem to trust him to play that position. And I think that they told you that when they traded for Alexander, who retired, and then also Michael Carter.
I got one more question for you before we move to this next subject. I know you're deep in the roster. Why didn't Campbell play at all last game?
You're getting shut down.
Is there any he got no snaps whatsoever?
None.
Not a snap. I felt like it was disciplinary.
No. It's been listed as what do they call it? Game theory or something, like just because they expected. This is how stupid this is. They expected the Bears to be run heavy, and due to the wind conditions, so they opted for a heavier personnel, and yet we didn't see Campbell once.
And we couldn't stop the run.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious? I mean, I know Dean's a better
not
run
one game, not even a series, just to give a guy a blow. Like he didn't play one snap, bro.
No, and I think he played 6
snaps.
I think he played 6 special team snap or something. Like they really put a first round pick out there. Like, yeah, dude, go run Gunner real quick. Like, like that's just.
But I mean, and then I'll switch it to you, Humble. Just think about it from your psyche, right? You're on a pro team. Your first round pick, there was situations when you got to play because of injuries and stuff. You started, you had some buzz, some shine, even talked about being the defensive rookie of the year. The original starter comes back playing out of his mind. So you said, okay, so they work a kind of a, not a schedule, but kind of rotation where you still get to play, but now you're more of a backup role. You get in for, maybe some, nickel or some passing downs or some, when you're going to rush the passer. And then one game you don't play at all.
Yeah.
And nobody say nothing.
It was definitely strange to me. I didn't realize until I seen it.
Your mental.
Yeah.
Well, it's real quick, Humble, so you got something to go off of. So since Nakobe Dean returned, right, that was week 7 at Minnesota. This is Jihad Campbell's snap percentage by week. 87% week 7 at Minnesota, 40.4% week 8 versus New York, but then back up to 50 week 10 at Green Bay, 33.9 week 11 versus Detroit, 14.9 week 12 at Dallas, and then 0.0 week 13 versus Chicago.
Crushing that man's confidence. Humble, talk to me.
Well, I mean, I just think the key players came back. Dean came back. You added Jaden Phillips and your boy on the other side. Who? Your boy? You know who?
Felix Hunt.
And who else?
Oh, you're talking about Nate's boy.
Nate's boy.
What boy?
Your boy. You know your boy. Your boy.
Who's my boy? Tell me who
I
my
think
boy is.
I think he wore number 3. He wore 3, right? Is it number 3?
Oh,
There
that
you go.
boy.
Yeah, he came back.
Where the fuck he been at? He ain't done shit.
I mean, listen. If I was Jihad Campbell, I would be upset a little. I mean, I'd be upset. But I think he's an Alabama guy. He's like Jalen, man. They're just team guys. They worry about the team first. This is going to help the team be successful. I guarantee it won't be the same this week. I'm sure he's going to be like, hey, look, it ain't working. Might as well use me somewhere, put me in a rotation. But I just think that some of these these guys that were injured earlier came back, and we don't have a spot for them, really. I mean, where are you going to put them?
I mean, I get it. I think Dean's play
0% is crazy, but where are you putting them now?
Yeah, Dean, the combo of Dean and Vaughn is, I think, an elite combo. Right? It's the best.
I think it's the best linebacker tandem they've had since Trott was back there.
Yeah, like it's not even a question.
Yeah. So where do you put him?
So, but I don't like him as a pass rusher because he has no pass rush moves. He's semi-aggressive. He doesn't use his hands too well. He's straight up. He's not a pass rusher. He is an inside linebacker.
He's a linebacker. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an inside linebacker. Where maybe you put him in, kind of on third down. Who was the linebacker that has a twin brother that we got from Cal?
Michael
Kendricks, right? Just a blitzer.
Very similar play style. Funny enough.
Just a blitzer. Kendricks that one year had like 9-10 sacks or something.
Yeah,
because he was great at blitzing.
But why? See, that's so. But they love to blitz Nakobe.
Yeah, really they blitz the shit out of Nakobe.
He's really good at it.
Well, just because he runs through people.
And Vic loves the sim blitzes. So why not just, I don't know, send Vaughn for a couple plays on the blitz and let Jihad drop into coverage, which he's been well in. He has not been perfect. I mean, Nakobe's probably still better in pass coverage than Jihad, but I don't think it's out of his ability as a player. I think it's more that Nakobe just knows where to be and Jihad's still learning. But, man, it just – Jihad's talent, I think – I mean, Nate, we were skeptical going into the year of like, can this kid really, take on this role? He's a half edge rusher, half linebacker, blah, blah, blah. They said he was a pass rusher. Now he's a linebacker, this and that. And I thought that he really showed out. He wasn't great, but I thought that he didn't look out of place, and I didn't blame a lot of things on him. I thought that he was doing the right things. I thought he impacted games well. I mean, where was the game he had the game-winning interception? Was that Tampa?
Who?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was Tampa. Yeah.
So I just don't. This is where you guys. I like to look straight to the top and try to figure out. All right, instead of weeding out through the players and the coaches, like where did we mess up? I see a lot of people talking about the Campbell pick as, they should have just taken Simmons, the tackle from Ohio State, instead of trading with Kansas City because the Chiefs took Simmons. I understand that.
He would have never played though.
Well, that's the thing. In hindsight,
you
have a kid that left the franchise for like 6 weeks for personal reasons or something, which, we don't know what he's going through, whatever, it's fine. But like Brent just said, you have an Alabama linebacker that is through and through team first. I mean, you can check off every box what Nick Sirianni has, what is it? Competitive, toughness, detailed, together. This kid exemplifies every single one of those attributes. And I think moving forward, you have Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith maybe, Jalen Phillips maybe. They got some shuffling to do there. But looking back on it, Bond's contract's not guaranteed. He's almost 30 years old. If you're talking about staples of this defense, how is Campbell not looked at as one of those guys moving forward? And I digress. It doesn't make any sense to draft a kid in the first round that's not a quarterback to let him sit.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. even last week, I know the Chicago we can call it an anomaly, but I looked at some of that all 22, some of these highlights I saw, and both linebackers, Dean and Bond, was lost. I'm talking about flow to the ball, not hitting the gap.
Carter being surprisingly moved off the ball by Drew Dahlman.
God.
Shout out Drew Dahlman, dude. And it's funny, Carter in his presser actually specified that when he played Dahlman in Atlanta in 23 or 24, maybe one of the 2 years, he said he got manhandled. And it happened again. What is it that Drew Dahlman does to one of the best defensive tackles in the league that makes him, obsolete?
I mean, there's weight room.
Yeah, Carter has been a little off all year. You know what I mean? I think Vic called him out. That
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets shoulder surgery this offseason. So he's been dealing with a thing since Georgia. I don't know if it's rotator cuff.
And you see him he almost holds his wrist.
He'll pull his arm up. So if you notice, he'll kind of go like this and ease up on it.
No, that's true. And he's still he's still playing 92, 95% of the snaps.
Well, that's another thing that I was going to mention earlier when I brought up that they played 87 and then 90 snaps, and he's playing almost 100% of those snaps, and you're asking him to continue to be the same player.
Yeah,
it looks like we got another guy who digs into the weeds. SJM 86-4.
Dahlman has had his thing on Carter, man. It's
appreciate the comments.
I don't know what it is. I mean, we both know, we all know his signature club move. I mean, do you just block it like martial arts style? I mean, because I don't know what it is.
And I can talk to this, and we'll move into the next subject. The club is more of a momentum thing. There were certain people who could just club the shit out of you and move you, but more it's getting the offensive lineman running one way and kind of using host momentum against them. Like Reggie was the only person who could just do the club move with you standing stationary. Everybody else who does the club move is more of a
I've always been taught as it's kind of like a Euro step in a sense for an edge rusher or a defensive line, more of an edge rusher. On the edge rush side, I've seen the club move is kind of like a swim, like it's the idea to move to one side and shoot back to the other.
It kind of is to an extent, but the way Reggie used it was more like almost like a hip toss. You know what I mean? Like he would get under the key to Reggie's was he would get under the armpit of the offensive line, but he was so gifted and strong, he could lift the offensive lineman out of the way, right? Who else also kind of invented it, but it was more high up when they could do this? Deacon Jones with the head slap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
that was kind of where it kind of
started. I feel like Carter has more of the head slap than the club.
That's because Carter's a dirty player, and I'll stand on that. He's a dirty player, man. But I mean, linemen are like that.
Yeah,
linemen are like that.
It's also hard to run a club as an interior lineman too.
Yeah, right? It's a lot of rips.
Yeah, if you're on the edge, you can because you're trying to gain that separation to then rip through.
Yeah.
Right.
So what would you get? And I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but what would you guys? How would you consider, Carter's? I mean, he seems to be, and this is again from people. He's more of a one move. He doesn't have a lot in his tool chest.
He's quick.
He hasn't needed.
He's super quick. He's super quick getting into.
He's got that baby Huey strength too, though. I think.
Yes. He gets to you real quick. And so then he can shoot the gap, and then that's where he makes his.
I think he's got baby Huey strength. He's got a great first step, and he's got heavy hands. So
the heavy
inside from a defensive tackle perspective, like that's really all you need. And then the reason why Graham and those guys can move in because their lower half they were thick on their lower half, and then just a bull rush at that point for most guys.
Yeah.
And then after 3 seconds, you're in the quarterback's face at that point, right? Yeah. That's why when they asked me to play offensive line, I was like, no, because I don't like getting hit. I like hitting people. I don't want to sit there and take a blow from somebody 300 pounds, trying to hit me in my face. Like I'm cool.
Oh yeah.
But all right, so last one because we're getting
Hey, shout out
Long
SJM real quick. Carter may
you got
have
another one?
1 to 2 moves, but his athletic ability is God-given generational type talent.
He's athletic. He's
we
so
can go
quick.
back on it. I started off with saying that his number would start in the 40s this offseason. I'm still going to stand on that. I think that I think there's going to be some hyper market moves in the offseason this year that will propel Carter's money forward, even though he has not played like an all-pro player this year.
True Eagles fan here. Season ticket holder since '97 from what I've seen live in the game.
79, bro. That's 79.
Yeah. Carter definitely looks hampered at times. Vic's been leaning on Davis more too.
I'd have to say Davis has been the best defensive lineman on the roster though this year.
Yep.
I think Jordan Davis is out of all the bad things that have happened this year, Jordan Davis has had the best year of his career.
Yeah. 100%. No, that's different.
No, I don't think so, bro.
I don't think Sue is just a man beast.
Yeah, a little bit different. Like a little bit.
The way I've always put Carter is he's Ndamukong Suh mixed with Warren Sapp.
That's a crazy mix, bro.
Yeah, that's like an
alien.
Right.
I mean, would he have not gone first overall if somebody didn't die in a car crash? Is he not one of the highest recruited players of all time?
Yeah. You're not lying.
Is he not the only defensive lineman in the NFL playing over 95% of snaps for multiple?
All right, I got your goddamn point, Ernie B. I got the point. Got your goddamn point. Let
me just put like
it's all right. It's all right, Nate. When he gets paid and that number is what it is, we'll be good. We'll be good.
Let me get to this last topic, and then we'll get everybody out of here. And I think I say the best for last. I think I say the best for last. You know what I mean? I say the best for last. And this conversation has gone on because I think Jalen Hurts is a true enigma, right? Fact or fiction? Does Jalen Hurts need to do more than just win? Because that's what we're calling for. That's what everybody's saying. He can miss wide open touchdowns. He can tell the Kansas City Chiefs to shut the fuck up. I threw for 100 yards. We won the game. Right? Because now we're weighing this. Winning versus this looks sexy. I'm old school. This is fiction to me. Because all that matters is the win at the end of the day. Right? We can talk about style points. We can talk the way it looks like. But if he gets us to Broad Street, because with him, and I've always been a big critic of Jalen Hurts. I've never been the biggest Jalen Hurts guy. But I give respect where respect's due. Been to 2 Super Bowls, been the best player out of both Super Bowls. Won an MVP, won a Super Bowl MVP, and has a ring. And looks to be able to build on that with the team that we have around him as of right now. So it starts with him, it ends with him. Period. He's the quarterback. He'll get all the praise, and as rightfully so, he should get a lot in the scrutiny when we lose. So, I'll start with you. Humble. Does Jalen Hurts need to do more than just win?
Absolutely not. Unfortunately, we live in this clickbait media circus, and everybody has an opinion, and this is where we are. I like winning Super Bowls. I like having good seasons. It's something to celebrate. I like going through the playoffs knowing that my team has an opportunity to win. I don't give a shit if he throws for 302 touchdowns. There's plenty of this cats all over television every Sunday that throw for 340, 2 touchdowns, and got an L. Ain't been to the playoffs. Ain't winning Super Bowls. I mean, think about it. There's only been a hand group in the last, how many years? 5 years. There's only been, 3 Super Bowl winners or 2 Super Bowl winners? What are we talking? Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts? Am I right or wrong? Who am I missing between there?
Stafford.
And Stafford, right? So it's the winning that counts for me, and Jalen has a way and is unique and it's not pretty all the time, but he's a gamer. He's a gamer. I think we literally saw the worst. I think I saw Jalen's worst performance last week. I think that was probably one of his worst performances as a quarterback. He did not look confident. He looked unsure. And obviously, without a run game and his help, to kind of let that off, it comes all on him. So I thought it was a bad game, but I think he still has that winning, mantra about him, and that's what he does. However he does it.
Ernie B, take us home. Fact or fiction? Jalen needs to win, to do more than just win.
So in 2020, after Jalen Hurts was drafted, do you guys remember what Howie Roseman referred to this team as? In 2020, Howie Roseman had this quote, "For better or worse, we are quarterback developers.
Factory.
We want to be a quarterback factory." And I'm sure you guys have seen the reports and heard the news around town and all that. We're at an all-time low of QB design runs. And those QB design runs are apparently out of the playbook because Jalen doesn't want to get hurt. Especially after the concussion against the Commanders last year due to Frankie Luvu.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why in the world would the guy who I think we can, outside of winning, we're talking about physical quarterback attributes, his best attribute as a quarterback is his legs. I think we can both, can we all agree that?
Yeah.
So a guy that is a dynamic player is now not using his legs by his choice, apparently, by his direction, because like I referred to earlier, this is not a Patullo offense. This is a Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts offense that it has been since the two have been working together. And all I'm going to say is this. Fans would be stupid to not think that Jeffrey Lurie is curious as to what the offense would look like with Tanner McKee. And I'm not trying to foreshadow something. I'm just going ahead, and we've done this before. Super Bowls mean nothing in this city. MVPs mean nothing in this city. Draft pedigree means nothing in this city. The money we pay you means nothing in this city. It's about what do you bring to the table today. And right now, let's say this leads on to the offseason. There's a bad taste in ownership's mouth. And let me put this forward with saying that Jalen is Jeffrey Lurie's child in a sense. He loves him. It's all perfect. But if you want Nick Sirianni fired, you better figure out what you're trading Jalen Hurts for. Because there is no way one of which goes without the other. And I just want to make that very clear in week 13 of the 2025 season that if this thing goes off the rails, they will do what they've done before. They will tear it down to the studs, and they'll do it all over again. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman have built championship contenders in less than a couple of years before. They can do it again. But like we touched at on the beginning of it all, this franchise cannot sustain success. They do not have the ability to sustain success. No, McKee will not see a snap until Jalen is actually injured. Let's just make that very clear. I believe there was a game earlier in the year where Jalen was concussed, or the media thought he was concussed, and he still played. I think we won the game, but that if we would have lost, there would have been some things to say. But I'll end it with a question. Do you guys think this offense would run better with Tanner McKee?
Passing wise?
I didn't say that. I said the offense.
The offense in general.
Because when he's been in the game, it's been like 350 yards, 4 touchdown passes, like it's nothing.
I don't know. I don't think so. I can't say that. I won't put Jalen. Like, now, would he have more passing yards than Jalen over the year? I would agree with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Tanner McKee's ever going to come out of a game where he throws for 100 yards.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. That's not the quarterback he is. Yep. But would this offense be better with Tanner McKee? I don't know if I could say that. I don't think so.
Well, it's funny. So a question was posed to me, and I'll just bring it up to you guys. The question was, do you think the Eagles as a franchise would be happier with if you injected the entire staff with true serum? Do you think they would rather have Justin Herbert or Jalen Hurts? And I think
Herbert.
the answer is they would rather have Justin Herbert. But I think the other side of it is I think they lose more with Justin Herbert than they do Jalen Hurts.
Why are we doing this?
But the problem
why?
is,
Well, guys, why?
but listen, but the problem
Why
is,
are we doing this?
until you get everyone to buy into his system, you're going to continue to have internal problems. Because I don't know how to put this other than not everybody eats in Jalen's offense, but you win. But not everybody's going to eat. We're not making all pro wide receivers out here. We're not making Pro Bowl wide receivers. We had one running back. But I mean, you know, we have to separate 2022 from where we're at now. We won the Super Bowl as a running football team. And now we're not running the football well. And the quarterback has also told us that he does not want to run the football and design runs as much as he did in the past in order to avoid injury. This is all documented. Jeff McClain, I think, put the article out.
Why are we doing this? You see what I'm saying, AJ Brown? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying, AJ Brown? Do you see what you started, AJ Brown? This is where we at. We talking about the Super Bowl MVP, the man that brought the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl 2 times out of 3 years. And now we talking about Tanner fucking McGee? Are you kidding me right now?
Dude, we threw Carson Wentz to the Wolves like it was nothing.
He was trash. He kept turning the ball over. He was a turnover machine. He had like 3-4 turnovers in the games. I still have nightmares watching the Cleveland Brown game. I didn't know what I was watching at the quarterback position. There was a reason why Carson Wentz never got right after that injury in LA. He never got back after Nick Foles took us to the championship and won.
What did we do with Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP?
Well, he was old and he's done. What do you mean?
Was he?
Yes, he was. He got traded again, and what did he do there? He did nothing.
Here it is. The bonus, right? Bonus. You talking live? Bonus. Are fans ready to turn on Jalen Hurts? Brent, go. Facts or fiction? Are fans ready to turn?
I'm hoping it's fiction.
I don't think that this is the right answer. I'm trying to play devil's advocate and pose the question because it's going to be discussed in the building in the offseason. You're crazy to think it won't be discussed. It's not about moving off Jalen this offseason. It's about what is our plan moving forward. Hot take. Drew Aller's there in the next draft, sitting in the 2nd or 3rd round. What are you going to do? A former potential 1st round pick. He got hurt. He's right there for you.
Drew Aller from Penn State.
Lenora Sellers. I'll give you a better one. Lenora Sellers is sitting there 2nd round.
I'm not worried about none of these quarterbacks right now.
Lenora
Sellers, he can kick rocks too. If it ain't Sayans from Alabama, then maybe we can talk.
I'm not telling. All I'm saying is the way that they think is very progressive.
Listen, I think what happens with Jalen, he's not flashy. He's not going to give you but he can give it to you though. That's what's so crazy. We act like he didn't go to the Super Bowl and turn that bitch up and play better than the MVP of the best quarterback on the field against Patrick Mahomes.
So do it week in and week out.
But that's not,
or else the city will eat you alive. We're 8-4, and we're egging the offensive coordinator's house.
Right, and I already said that.
4.
I know, and off a Super Bowl. It's crazy.
Coming off a Super Bowl. I mean, to think that the franchise won't act hastily enough.
Let me see. Thank you, AJ Brown.
Oh, here you go.
Because that's how we figured out it was some turmoil inside the locker room. If we didn't know, then we'll just be sitting there just talking like, oh, what do we need to do and change? No, it's been confirmed that there's issues. So that means that people are going to be like, oh, yeah, it's issues. Oh, it's Kevin Patullo, it's this. And now we have everybody with an opinion. That's why you keep the door closed. That's why dynasties become dynasties. The Kansas City Chiefs.
We don't know that word in Philadelphia. Dynasty? What are you talking about? No, we know how to go to the top of the mountain and then roll a coaster our way back down.
This is what I'm saying, because every time something gets leaked out in the locker room. It doesn't happen in Kansas City. It didn't happen in New England, no matter what was going on in New England. They kept that door. Matter of fact, the head coaches say barely anything to the media. And as soon as the Eagles get up there, oh, somebody's not happy, somebody's this. Right.
Hey. All I'm saying is you can't say it was Andy Reid's fault because in Kansas City, they have none of the same problems.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. I said Andy Reid. It doesn't happen in Andy Reid's locker rooms.
But it did.
Doesn't.
But it did. With Terrell Owens, when he got punched in, when Terrell and Donovan McNabb got into a fight, and Terrell Owens got his ass kicked by fucking Benny Logan.
I said dynasties. I'm thinking you're talking about once he got to the Chiefs. I thought you were talking about the Chiefs.
Well, that's what I'm saying is once he's with the Chiefs, there was no issues. But when he was with the
Eagles, he learned his lesson.
Guy.
He said, "Listen, we're gonna keep this shit under wraps. We're not having a TO situation ever again."
Yes. I think that I don't know. I think deep down, I think the city just cannot.
Right, we got a knucklehead down there, Rice, right there. He be putting him in check, like, yo, you got one more time. You see what I'm saying? You got one more time. And that's how it should have been AJ Brown. I don't give a shit how great AJ Brown is. This is what's the problem with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think the conversation between him and Laurie was probably not very polite, as much as people want to make it to be polite. I don't think it was very polite.
It shouldn't have been.
But I also think from his perspective, why not ball out to the best of your abilities in order to be traded for a higher value to the team that you want to play for? Like, if you really want to go to the New England Patriots, give them a reason to trade for you. Not having a career low year. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't benefit the player.
Yeah, I don't know if they need him the way they play him. But they also had a cupcake schedule. So, but I think that's more of a head coaching thing. Like, Vrabel loves AJ. But from what we know.
Yeah, they definitely go back. I mean, I guess the answer is we just have to draft all former Saban players in order to get him to buy into Hurts's program. So.
Right. I mean, if that's where he wants to go, what would the Patriots trade for him? What would they do?
There's no telling now. I mean,
yeah, I'm no telling. I mean, I think we talked about this. The money don't work, right, to trade AJ Brown.
No, it doesn't work this year. Next year, yeah, he can go in the offseason like it's nothing. Yeah, they'll.
Get his ass up out of here.
I'd say it's probably an 80-20% chance. Like 80, he's gone. 20, he's here next year. And actually, I'll put it at less. I'll go 95-5. To be honest with you, he's not playing for the Philadelphia Eagles next year. It's just not happening. I just don't see it.
I don't
Cleveland is the team to look out for as a sleeper team. I've also heard the Carolina Panthers, but Cleveland.
He would be better. He would be Carolina.
Let me put it to you like this. The word in the streets is Howie Roseman's white whale is Myles Garrett. So maybe AJ Brown, a first-round pick, gets Myles Garrett. So
you see the season that motherfucker's having? Fuck no. It'll take more than that. Jesus Christ, he's a freak.
They'd have to throw their fucking souls. But I mean that's the word is that's his white whale. That's his Moby Dick.
How old is Myles Garrett?
I don't think he's 30 yet.
I think him and AJ are the same age, or he's 1 year ahead of AJ.
28?
Yeah, like 28, 29.
29. I think he's 29. AJ's 28.
So what he's in a little relationship now. He about to get lax in a minute. That boy about to get real lax in a minute. So we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him now.
Reallocate that AJ money to the 3 players I listed above. Yeah, dude, SJM. That's SJM. You have a new fan. You were my new favorite fan of the show. Just bringing up all this stuff. Yes. In theory, you would move AJ's numbers into the Carter contract and all that. But unfortunately, the way AJ's contract is constructed, that's about impossible because he's due on paper like $90 million or something. So they are forced to meet at the table and figure things out.
Yeah, good ratings. Thank you, though. Thank you for your
production. That's the GM side. We just deal with the player side. You know what I mean?
Send his ass to
Cleveland. Man, what a state of union address for the Philadelphia Eagles. Great commentary. For those who are still watching, man, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Saw a lot of new names, a lot of new comments, man, and we appreciate it. This was really fun to do a little fact and fiction and get everybody talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, what the world is doing anyway. But make sure you come back. Wednesday will be our, I think it's just NFL football, right? Or is there bowl games this week?
We got some
a couple bowl games.
NBA stuff to talk about yet?
We got a few.
We've done NBA before, and it's just so many games and stuff. And then I think Humble, you did well. I suck at NBA betting, so you be up like 30 points and a half, and then that team loses. You know what I mean?
Well, you're betting against the mafia, so I mean, what do you?
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
it's
a lose-lose situation. Unless you're in the know, you're not going to win.
Yeah, so we don't really do NBA. I mean, talking Sixers and stuff, but what is coming back is our gambling night show, where we do a lot of the pop culture and a lot of the hot topics in sports. That was really fun. We got some feedback about bringing that show back. So once football kind of starts to tailor off, we'll start to re-add that show and then kind of get back into it. That's a late one. So if you guys are up
Come on,
on
man. I
late
need
night,
Henderson to score.
or catch the replay, but late one, I think around what we do 10:30 start time, I think. So make sure you bring your
Bring your popcorn and your liquor drink.
bring your popcorn, but bring your scotch on the rocks, that night drink, that nightcap drink to put you guys down, you know what I mean, and listen to the mellow sounds of Humble and Money laughing up. So a little bit different feel, right? We got the drinks, we got the backwards hat, you know what I mean? We kind of, it's a little bit different feel than, us up
Excuse
here.
me for putting my work in.
But I mean, you guys are showing love to the show, but we going to
dude, I'm in full work here. If I was
going to the States, boys.
Shout them out, dude. Shout them out.
We going to the States.
Shout them out.
You know what I mean? Shout out to LaSalle. Hell, going to the States in high school. But again, a little bit longer than we wanted to go to. I want to make sure we are able to get you 7-8 hours of sleep. It's really important. I'm trying to do that. This is excuse me. This is Moss Money. That's Ernie B. That's Be Humble. We will see you guys next week for hopefully talking another Victory Monday. We're out of here.